Are you good?
I'm nervous.
My mum is going to like you. Relax.
It's easy for you to say. All right, let's do this.
Mum is in her room. She would be out soon.
Your house is so big. I hope your mum would like me.
I love you. That's what's important.
I love you too.
That must be my mum.
My baby boy, how are you doing?
Mum, you have to stop calling me that.
Oh please. You will always be my baby boy. Is she Emily?
Yes, ma'am.
Good day, ma'am. I'm very happy to finally meet you.
Have your seat. Mark, why didn't you tell me she's brown-skinned?
Mum, stop it.
I'm just saying. So, Emily, what do you do for a living?
I am a wedding planner. In fact, that was how Mark and I met. He attended a wedding I worked on. It was love at first sight.
Yes, Mum.
So what you're basically saying is, unless there's a wedding, you're jobless? Look, I'm sorry if I sound rude, but Mark has brought home a lot of girls who were apparently only after his money. As soon as we ask for a prenup, they disappear. Don't blame me for being protective.
Mum, can we talk about something else? Emily, say something. Your silence is freaking me out.
Your mum absolutely hates me.
Mother-in-laws to be are always like that in the beginning. She'll come around.
You mean she said her son is not allowed to date a brown-skinned girl from the slum?
She didn't say I was from the slum. But it hurts the same anyway.
I feel for you. Those rich folks always like to think they're doing the other person a favor by dating them.
Mark is not like that. It's just his mum.
Are you sure you really want to get married into a family like Mark's?
It says here that Mark has been rushed to the hospital. I have to go now.
Mrs. Johnson, I have some important news about your son.
Thank you, Doctor. Please tell me, how is my son doing? Is he going to be all right?
Well, Mrs. Johnson, your son is in stable condition for now, but we have run into a critical situation. He needs an immediate blood transfusion to replenish his blood supply.
That sounds serious. Can't you just take the blood from the hospital's supply?
Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Your son has a rare blood type, and we don't have any matching units available at the moment. We have tried contacting other hospitals, but they're also experiencing shortages of that specific blood type.
Doctor, please, there must be something you can do. My son's life is at stake.
I understand your concern, Mrs. Scott. We are doing everything we can to find a solution. We have one option left, though it may be a long shot. We could order a few pints of the required blood type from another hospital far away from here. However, it will take time and require certain protocols to be followed.
Doctor, time is of the essence here. I can't afford to wait. My influence and connections might be able to speed up the process. Please, do whatever it takes to arrange those pints of blood for my son. Money is no issue.
I appreciate your willingness to help, Mrs. Scott, but I must remind you that we have to follow the proper procedures and protocols to ensure the safety and quality of the blood transfusion.
Doctor, I understand the protocols, but this is an emergency. If there's a chance, I'm ready to take it. Please, consider my plea.
Very well, Mrs. Johnson. I can see how desperate you are, and I admire your dedication as a mother. Let me contact the other hospital and explain the situation. I will do my best to expedite the process and ensure the necessary precautions are taken.
Thank you, Doctor. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm grateful for your understanding and willingness to go the extra mile for my son.
It's my duty to prioritize the well-being of my patients, Mrs. Johnson. I will make the necessary arrangements immediately. Please be patient, and we'll update you as soon as we have any progress.
Take a turn to the left at the end of the hallway. His room number is 206.
All right, thank you. Good day, ma'am. How is Mark doing?
Oh, it's you, Emily. What are you doing here?
Mrs. Johnson, Mark's driver told me about his condition. I'm really worried about him. Is there anything I can do to help?
Emily, this is a family matter, and we're already taking care of it. You don't need to concern yourself.
I understand, but I care about Mark deeply. I want to do whatever I can to support him.
Okay. Mark needs urgent blood transfusion. What are you going to do about it?
Have you considered if I could be a potential blood match? I'd be willing to get tested.
Emily, I appreciate your concern, but this is not the time for you to interfere. Mark needs medical professionals handling his care, not someone like you.
But, Mrs. Johnson,
Listen, young lady, I know what you're up to. You want to force me into letting you donate your blood so I would be indebted to you and have no choice than to welcome you into the family. But that's not happening. I'd rather search for it at the ends of the earth than to settle for a filthy blood like yours. Isn't that Emily? You mean that girl has the audacity to go shopping with another man while my son is in the hospital fighting for his life? This is beyond disrespectful. She's clearly cheating on him. I knew it. Mark deserves so much better than this. She's even in the processed food aisle. I believe her unhealthy lifestyle and reckless behavior are the reasons why my son ended up in the hospital. I always knew she was trouble. She's been a bad influence on him from the start. It's hard to see my son suffering, and it's even harder to watch him being potentially taken advantage of by someone like Emily. I won't let this go unnoticed. I'll protect my son, no matter what it takes. Yes? How may I help you?
Good day, ma'am. I'm here to see Mark.
Well, I need to speak with you. We need to address the horror I saw at the mall yesterday. Who was that guy you were with? Start talking.
That must have been my cousin. Mark knows him too. There's nothing inappropriate going on.
I find it hard to believe your excuses, Emily. I saw you shopping with that man, and it's clear you're up to no good. You belong to the streets, and my son deserves better than that.
Mrs. Johnson, I assure you, he is my cousin. I understand your worries, but jumping to conclusions without understanding the situation is unfair. Mark knows him as well, and there's no reason for you to doubt my loyalty or intentions. Why did you hit me?
I know the truth about you, Emily. You've been a bad influence on my son from the beginning. Your unhealthy lifestyle has undoubtedly contributed to his current state. I won't stand for it any longer.
Mrs. Johnson, it's clear to me that your bias towards the color of my skin plays a significant role in how you perceive me. You made it clear from the very first day we met. However, I care deeply for Mark, and I have never influenced him negatively. It's not fair for you to mistreat people because of the color of the skin or because of your preconceived notions about who they are.
This has nothing to do with your race, Emily. It's about protecting my son from your destructive influence. You need to stay away from him. He deserves better.
Mrs. Johnson, I refuse to let you treat me with disrespect. Your words and actions are hurtful, and they perpetuate an unfair cycle of discrimination.
Emily, yes. I admit. I'm racist and it's clouding my judgment. But that doesn't change the fact that I want what's best for my son. I can't allow him to be hurt.
I hope one day you can see past race and recognize the love and care I have for your son.
Good day, sir. I hope you're feeling better?
I am, Maria,
It's time to clean your room. Is it the right time for you? I could go and come back if you're not okay with right now.
Maria, have you seen Emily? She was supposed to visit today, and I'd been waiting for her.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but there was an altercation between Emily and your mother earlier. It got quite heated, and your mother ended up sending Emily away.
What? What happened? Why would Mom do that? I was really looking forward to seeing Emily. Did they say anything to each other?
I'm not entirely sure about the details, Mark, but from what I gathered, your mother confronted Emily about an incident at the mall and accused her of inappropriate behavior. It escalated, and unfortunately, Emily ended up leaving after some hurtful words were exchanged.
This is unbelievable. I can't believe my mom would do something like that. She knows how much Emily means to me.
I understand your frustration, Mark. It's a difficult situation for everyone involved. Your mother had her concerns, but it seems emotions got the best of her. Maybe she just needs some time to calm down and reflect on what happened.
I don't care about her concerns or her emotions right now, Maria. All I care about is Emily. I need to find her and talk to her, make sure she's okay.
I understand, Mark. Just remember to approach the situation with calmness and understanding. Communication is key, and I hope you and Emily can find a way to resolve this and move forward together.
Where is my mum?
She's in her workstation.
Go ahead and clean the room. I'll go talk to my mum.
Mark, you should be in your room resting. Do you need me to get you something?
Mom, we need to talk. I can't believe you sent Emily away. Why would you do that? I thought you understood how much she means to me.
Mark, I did what I thought was best for you. Emily is not the right one for you. She's just after your money, like all the other girls you've dated.
That's not true, Mom. Emily is different. She's not interested in my wealth. She genuinely cares about me. How can you make such a judgment without even getting to know her properly?
Mark, I've seen it all before. These girls come into your life, pretending to be genuine, but once they have a taste of your fortune, they'll leave you high and dry.
The other girls didn't leave because of my money. They left because of your mean attitude and the way you treated them.
Mark, you don't understand. I was only looking out for your best interests. I didn't want you to be taken advantage of.
Well, you have taken it too far, Mom. It hurt me to see my relationships fall apart every time because of you. You either learn to accept Emily or I'll leave you for good.
I didn't realize the impact my behavior had on your relationships, Mark. I thought I was doing what was right. But maybe I've been too overprotective and judgmental.
It's not too late to change, Mom. I want you to give Emily a chance. She has been there for me when I needed her the most, and she has shown me genuine love and care. I believe in her, and I hope you can too.
Mark, I love you, and I want you to be happy. What is happening? Mark, somebody call an ambulance.
Please have your seat. Mrs. Johnson, I'm afraid I have some difficult news to share with you. We have determined that Mark's kidney failure is due to a rare disease, and he will require a kidney transplant to survive. Mrs. Johnson, you do have options.
I do? What are the options? Can we find a suitable donor quickly? Money has never been an issue for us. Can't we expedite the process?
I understand your concern, Mrs. Johnson, but unfortunately, the situation is challenging. There is a long waiting list for kidney transplants, and we prioritize patients based on medical urgency and compatibility. Money cannot buy everything. You must face this situation with patience and faith. Mark will have to wait his turn like everyone else.
But doctor, my son's life is at stake.
So is everyone else on the waiting list.
Can't we explore any other options? private donors, experimental treatments, anything?
Experimental treatments might not be suitable or available for Mark's specific condition. We can rely on private donors, although it raises ethical concerns. It has to come from someone willing to donate. Offering money to influence a donor is a serious crime. I'm sorry, ma'am, but our best course of action is still to wait for a compatible organ from the National Donor Registry.
I can't bear the thought of losing my son. He is all I have.
I understand your anguish, Mrs. Johnson. Facing such a situation can be incredibly difficult. I want you to know that our medical team will do everything in our power to support Mark and provide him with the best care possible.
Thank you, Doctor. Please, keep me updated on any developments. I will also be on the lookout for a willing private donor.
Make yourself comfortable, ma'am. I'll let Emily know you're here.
Thank you.
Good day, ma'am.
Nonviolence. I remember gifting Mark this t-shirt.
I loved the color, so he let me keep it.
It looks good on you. Sit down, please. Thank you, Emily, for agreeing to see me. I need to talk to you about something urgent and crucial. Mark's condition has worsened, and he needs a kidney transplant to survive. The chances of finding a suitable donor are slim, and I can't bear the thought of losing my son.
Mrs. Johnson, I'm so hurt to hear about Mark's critical condition. I can't imagine what you're going through.
Thank you, Emily. I've come here today because I believe you could be the one to save Mark's life. I know I've treated you poorly in the past, and for that, I'm deeply sorry. But I see now how much Mark loves you and how much you mean to him. I beg you, please consider getting tested to see if you're a match for a kidney donation. You could be his lifeline.
Mrs. Johnson, I understand the gravity of the situation, and I appreciate your apology. But it's not an easy decision to make, and I'll need some time to think about it. Mark's health is of utmost importance, but I don't want to make any hasty choices without careful consideration.
I understand, Emily. This is an incredibly significant decision, and I respect that you need time. Just know that Mark truly loves you, and I believe your compassion and kindness could make a world of difference in his life. Please think about it, and if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out.
I'll do just that, Mrs. Johnson.
Mark would be in his room by now, blasting loud music to the heavens until I came in to order him to stop. Look at how calm everything is right now. I'm missing my little boy. Oh, dear Lord, I come before you in this time of great distress. My son is lying in his hospital bed, fighting for his life. I can't bear to see him suffer like this. Please, I beg of you, grant him the strength to overcome this illness, to heal his body, and to restore his health. I have been blind, Lord, blind to the pain I've caused others with my prejudices and discriminatory beliefs. I ask for your forgiveness, Lord. If only you can spare my son's life, I promise to change, to be good to everyone regardless of their appearance or background. Please make Mark walk into this room alive again. Please, Lord, have mercy on us.
Emily? Why are you sitting all by yourself in the kitchen at past midnight? Is everything okay?
I received the lab results today. I'm a match for Mark's kidney donation. I could potentially save his life.
That's amazing news, Emily. Now it's time to wave the lab result in Mrs. Johnson's face and tell her you would have donated, but your kidney is brown-skinned. Why are you crying?
I can't do that to Mark.
So you're seriously considering donating your organ to that wicked witch? She rejected your offer to donate blood to Mark, remember? Now that her money can't buy her a kidney, she's suddenly a repentant saint and you're falling for that? Consider the potential risks and implications, Emily. Donating a kidney is a major surgery, and it will undoubtedly have an impact on your own health for the rest of your life. Are you ready for that?
I understand the risks involved, and I've thought about it. Saving Mark's life means the world to me, and I'm willing to take that step if it means giving him a chance at a healthy future.
I understand your love and concern for Mark, Emily, but think about yourself too. You need to consider the potential consequences and whether you're truly prepared for them.
You have a point, and I appreciate your concern for me. It's a decision that I can't take lightly. But seeing Mark suffer and knowing that I have the opportunity to make a difference, it's hard for me to ignore that. I want to help him.
This is the sign of someone who openly admitted that her problem with you is solely because of your race. Does she truly deserve your help and sacrifice? And what if, in the future, Mark decides to leave you? Will it be worth it then? Emily, use your head, not your heart.
Those are valid concerns, and I've had my doubts too. But I believe in the power of forgiveness and compassion. This decision isn't about Mrs. Johnson or what might happen in the future. It's about Mark and the love I have for him right now. I want to give him a chance at life, regardless of the circumstances.
In that case, I have no choice but to support you no matter what you choose. Just make sure you're making this decision for yourself and not solely for someone else.
Emily, how are you, my daughter? Come in and enjoy the aircon, the weather is too hot. I'm so happy to see you. Would you like to eat something? What should I offer you?
Mrs. Johnson, I've made my decision. I've thought long and hard about it, and I'm going to go through with the kidney donation for Mark. However, I want you to understand something. I'm doing this because of Mark's kind heart and the love we share, regardless of your past attitude towards me.
Emily, I'm humbled by your selflessness and your willingness to save my son's life. I want to apologize sincerely for the way I treated you before. It was wrong, unjust, and stemmed from my own prejudices. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
I appreciate your apology, and I hope it is coming from your heart.
Yes, Emily. I promise you, I'm genuinely sorry. Thank you very much for your generosity and your ability to see past my mistakes. I would do whatever it takes to work on my biases and prejudices, and I hope to build a better relationship with you in the future.